Some time ago, I moved into my new home, a cozy and charming house nestled in a quiet neighborhood. My name is Sophia and I was very excited to start a new life here. Little did I know that my dreams would be shattered, and my life would soon become a living nightmare. Everything seemed fine initially, but as time went on, I began to notice something peculiar about my next-door neighbor, Mr. Collins. There was an air of mystery surrounding him, and he always seemed to be lurking in the shadows, watching my every move. The way his eyes followed me made my skin crawl, and I couldn't shake the feeling that he was up to something sinister. As my unease grew, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I installed security cameras around my house, hoping to catch any evidence of Mr. Collins' suspicious behavior. While the cameras provided a sense of security, they also heightened my anxiety as they confirmed my worst fears. Mr. Collins was indeed keeping a close eye on me. One fateful night, as I was sitting in my living room, I decided to check the camera feed on my phone. What I saw left me paralyzed with fear. There, on the screen, was Mr. Collins, peering through my window with a chilling grin on his face. My heart pounded in my chest, and I could feel the adrenaline surging through my veins. I had to do something. I ran upstairs, locking myself in my bedroom. Fear gripped me as I realized how vulnerable I was in my own home. I knew I had to call the police, but my hands were trembling, and my mind was in a state of panic. Outside, I began to hear strange noises, as if someone was trying to break in. The darkness of the night seemed to amplify the terror within me. I could feel the weight of someone's presence just beyond the walls, and I knew it had to be Mr. Collins. Suddenly, with a deafening crash, the front door broke open, and there he was, Mr. Collins, standing in my living room like a menacing shadow. His eyes locked onto mine, and I could see the madness in his gaze. My heart felt as though it would burst out of my chest. Without a second thought, I dialed 911, my voice trembling as I relayed the horrifying situation to the dispatcher. The sound of the police sirens in the distance provided a glimmer of hope, but I didn't know if they would arrive in time. I retreated further into my room, clutching my phone tightly and praying for help to come quickly. The moments felt like an eternity as I could hear Mr. Collins moving around downstairs, searching for me. The fear of what he might do when he found me was overwhelming. Finally, the sound of police boots echoed through the house, and I could breathe a sigh of relief. The police stormed in, and Mr. Collins was caught red-handed. The sense of relief mixed with terror as I realized just how close I had come to a horrifying fate. As the police led Mr. Collins away, I knew that my life would never be the same. The violation of my home and the feeling of being watched by a disturbed neighbor would forever haunt me. The sanctuary I had envisioned in my new house was now tainted with fear and uncertainty. From that moment on, I knew I would never take my safety for granted again. The horror of that night would stay with me, a constant reminder that evil could be lurking right next door. My home was no longer a place of comfort, but a fortress to protect myself from the monsters that may reside in the world just beyond my window.